Welcome to a weekly reading vlog, Summerween edition. I cannot be the only ones with Summerween all over their feeds right now, and I've seen some of my favorite creators making the best Summerween content, and I feel like this is my last opportunity to hop on that bandwagon because it is the last week of July, and then I feel like August and September, we need them fall free so that we can hit the ground running in October. So with that, let's see how cozy and fallish we can make this week with 90-degree summer weather. Here's the thing, Summerween is for the whimsical girls. It is peak whimsy when you think of someone that is just a summer girl through and through, and I'm just pretending that it's fall for the last week of July, and I wanted to embrace that aspect when selecting my TBR for this week. Now, I don't expect to get through all these books, but I wanted a mini selection to choose from, and I feel like I picked the perfect books. When I was thinking about those like classic fall or Halloween kind of books, I knew I wanted something pretty short, pretty sweet. I'm just dipping my toes into fall. I'm not quite committed to the season, so I feel like these two are going to be perfect. We have Magic and Mischief at the Wayside Hotel by Elizabeth Everett. This cover is so fun. It says, when a magical hotel appears smack dab in the middle of the most unmagical of worlds, the last thing the residents expect is to fall in love. I feel like this is exactly what we want for a week of Summerween. But if I want some more, we have Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. This cover is absolutely stunning. We are following the Owens sisters as they confront the challenges of life and love in this bewitching novel. So these two, I feel like they're exactly what we're looking for this week. But I am a fantasy girl through and through, so I wanted some more traditional options. We have A Harvest of Hearts by Andrea Ames. I'm obsessed with this cover. It says, in the beloved tradition of Howl's Moving Castle, a whimsical and unforgettable story of fantastic adventure, common sense, and the power of love to overcome the greatest of obstacles. Say less. And lastly, this is a book that I'm highly anticipating. It is The Unicorn Hunters by Catherine Arden. This peak whimsy. I can't find a more whimsical book if I tried. Says, in a desperate gamble to save her throne, a young monarch arranges a secret marriage, conceals it in the shadows of an enchanted forest, and unknowingly alters the fate of her world. I just feel like this is a book, a standalone, more like historical fantasy that could be really fun to read this week. So I'm hoping to actually start this sooner than later, maybe today or tomorrow. We'll see, but I just feel like we have quite the selection to choose from, and I'm very excited for all of them. So those are the books that kind of caught my radar for my physical TBR, but there is an audiobook I also really want to check out, and I'm thinking about starting it today while I'm working. It is called Wayward Girls. Now in this book, it is 1968, and we meet 6 teens confined at the Good Shepherd, a dark and secretive institution controlled by Sisters of Charity nuns, locked away merely for being gay, pregnant, or simply unruly. So I believe we're quite literally following POVs from all 6 of those characters. It says Wayward Girls is a haunting but thrilling tale of hope, solidarity, and the enduring strength of young women who find the courage to break free and find redemption and justice. It sounds so good, and this sounds like it'd be the perfect read for me right now because I recently watched the Netflix documentary called The Program, Cons, Cults, and Kidnapping, and it is essentially years after being sent to a disciplinary school, a woman who is haunted by her experiences decides to expose the corruption and abuse of the troubled teen industry. These institutes are still around, and it was such a heartbreaking documentary, but also so empowering to watch and just see how different women and men that were at that institute are living today and trying to overcome everything that they endured. And I'm just like so enraptured by that, and I want to know more, I want to learn more, but also this audiobook just seems like it could be really perfect for Summerween. So we are going to hopefully start that today while I'm working on my laptop. Why was this work day? Not on my side. I swear it was so busy today. I feel like it's, I wouldn't even say 50-50. I would say that 70% of the time in my workday, I can be listening to an audiobook if I want to. Today was not one of those days. I felt like it was a lot of communication, a lot of events, a lot of tasking, all of these things. Could not start my audiobook like I wanted, but it is now almost 6:30 p.m. and I would love, love, love to bake pumpkin bread. I have not done this probably since the like fall winter months. Definitely haven't so far this year. So I'm very excited. I feel like the only out of the norm things you need is like your pumpkin puree and like pumpkin pie spice, at least for the recipe I'm using. Otherwise, I feel like you typically have everything else in your pantry. So we're gonna go ahead and knock this out. I'm thinking I'm gonna pop in some headphones, some ear pods. Instead of talking with you guys while I do it, I think I'm actually gonna put in my headphones so that I can finally start Wayward Girls because I've been dying to start it all day. Now's the time. Wait, is this based on a real story? We are definitely getting cozy for the night. It is 8:30. I just got back inside from walking Milo. I just made myself some chocolate milk. And then, Milo, please don't drink it. I got a couple pieces of the pumpkin bread, so I figured we would do a taste test together. It looked so good. Oh, it's crumbling. Yum. Unfortunately, pumpkin bread's a no for you. Paw? Are you kidding me? Isn't that the cutest paw you've ever seen? Before I get cozy on the couch for the rest of the evening and probably watch some YouTube videos, I wanted to give you guys a reading update because I have been listening to Wayward Girls by Susan Wiggs all evening. It started when I started baking and I just kind of kept listening to it as I was cleaning up, as I took Milo out, and now I am 22% of the way into the story and I feel like we are really entering the thick of this story. I didn't even read the full synopsis myself, so they did list the 6 teens that we're being introduced to in like a little blurb, I think maybe about them or their backstory. I didn't even read that, but the character we've been introduced to so far, I believe her name is Marilyn, but we got to see kind of the lead up to the institution and like why she was sent there, and it was just so heartbreaking because she did nothing wrong. It was not like she is this troubled teen that is just going to be sent there for still reasons I wouldn't agree with, but like she was in this situation where it was a very inappropriate situation with her stepfather, and her mother wouldn't believe her that that man crossed boundaries or was trying to. Luckily, he was stopped by the brother. And the fact that they were just like, you're a liar and you're being sent to this institution is absolutely diabolical. And so it just is so heartbreaking. I feel like this is going to be a horror novel to be listening to this week. I don't know what the genre actually is, but like it's giving horror in my heart because I feel like it's just going to be so terrible to read. And I did learn that this is based on a true story. I believe our author actually might have experienced some of this because the, what do you call it, the dedication like listed names and essentially was just like, you guys are so strong. And I'm like, wait a damn minute. What? So it was so interesting starting this novel after watching that documentary because the documentary is like years past these women and men that were in this institution. You're seeing kind of like the effects of that, and yes, they're talking about things that happened, but like this is post, right? So it's interesting getting the perspective of someone that was there in like the beginning of it and you're already seeing the major red flags just in her first day there. So I'm very curious at this point moving forward what we're going to see from this institution, and then the other perspectives that we're also going to get, because wow, what a crazy start this has been, but also so like intriguing, interesting, heartbreaking. Like, I feel quite invested in this story already, and I can't wait to see kind of what happens next. So for now, I am going to hit pause on it. I'm just going to eat my pumpkin bread, drink my chocolate milk, and watch some YouTube videos that I don't know yet. But I've been having like fall-ish ambiance on all day. It's been absolutely perfect. Good morning, it's the next day. It is almost 9 a.m. I just ran a quick errand, and then I realized all the stores I was interested in going to this morning aren't open until at least 9:30 or 10, and I'm just really not in the mood to like sit and wait. So I wanted to go to Trader Joe's as well, so we just went to the location that's near where I was. I want to get a couple grocery things, but also I want to check out their candle selection because I don't want to shop like for fall in this vlog. That's not the point, but I'd love a good candle to burn. So I want to see if they have any options here. If they don't, that's fine. I think that Bath and Body Works is running a sale on their 3-wick candles, which I unfortunately love so much of their like fall winter scents. So we can go there later on, but I first want to see if I can just get this and knock it out at Trader Joe's.
I left the hall light on in case you come back home.
I just got back from Trader Joe's. It was a success partly because wow, it reminded me how much I love Trader Joe's, but no, they didn't have any candle options. So I went to a location that I don't normally go to, and it is a larger location, but also I feel like it's just not in as busy of an area because the one I typically go to, it's smaller, and I just feel like it's busy all the time. It doesn't matter when you go, there's always a lot of people there. I think this one, it had like maybe 10 people, but like across the entire store. So it was just so peaceful. So I did go for candles, but I also wanted to get some flowers. I found these. Some of them haven't bloomed yet, but I thought that this kind of yellowy orange was perfect because it kind of blends both summer and fall. I feel like orange and yellow, depending on how you kind of like decorate that color, kind of tells you what season you're a part of. So we're just gonna leave it as is, and then it can be up for interpretation. And I know that this is like a hybrid Summerween plus kind of just weekly vlog, so I will rapid fire this, but I'm a nosy girl and I love to see what people get, especially from Trader Joe's. So let's quickly go through the things that I got. I have not had these seaweed snacks in so long, but they were calling my name. I got the lemon ricotta pancake mix. I've never had it before, but it looked so good. I'm kind of on this new coconut water matcha kick, if you will, and I really want to figure out how to best make it at home. So I saw that Trader Joe's had some organic coconut water, so they are going to be kind of my test dummies as I figure out the best recipe for it. This week, we need this for this week specifically because I love brown sugar oat creamer in my hot coffees. I've yet to make one because I was out of this, but we're still in summer. So I got some watermelon cucumber cooler drink. I love this flavor combo, and Trader Joe's is going to be cheaper than anywhere else, so I feel like I have to try it. I got 4 peaches because they are so good right now. I think they're in season. I got a Greek salad. I feel like these are perfect, especially for lunch. I have not tried their chicken salad, but I really want to, and this one looks so good. It says it has white chicken meat, sweetened dried cranberries, and pecans. I'm nothing without my cottage cheese, so here we go. And then I got a couple fruit things. I got these strawberries because I really want to eat them today. And then I also got some of the golden or yellow kiwis. They're superior to the green ones. These are so good. I feel like I can eat all of them in one sitting. And then I get a stomachache because I just ate like 6 kiwis. But it's worth it in the moment. And that's all I got. I really didn't have like a list of like meal planning of going in to get things. It was just kind of going in, looking at candles, and I also wanted some like snacky things, just like Trader Joe's things. Trader Joe's was going to tell me this time what I wanted to get, and I feel like I need to get back on my like Trader Joe's grind. I've been doing a lot of like Walmart delivery for my groceries. That's great because it allows me to like control what I'm getting, but Trader Joe's has Trader Joe's things, you know what I mean, and I'm missing out. So we're getting back on that. I'm gonna go ahead and put all this stuff away. I do have work, so I am going to now like get into that. Maybe I'll be able to listen to Wayward Girls today. We'll see. But I'll probably check in with you whenever I'm done with work, and we will go to Bath and Body Works. So I just looked on Bath and Body Works website, and they are no longer having their like 50% off sale on their 3-wick candles, and like your girls are not spending $25 on a candle. I'm sorry, that's absurd. So we are just gonna run to Target because I know that that's a good selection of a lot of candles, and they have like a variety of prices. I really just want like one reasonably priced fall-ish cozy candle, and I just like don't think that that is that much to ask for. But Target's the closest place. Like a TJ Maxx or Home Goods is like a 15 to 20 minute drive, while this is like a 5-minute. You know what I mean? Like we would prefer that right now, and I could just do that this morning and I could light it while I am working. So I just had a meeting, and now I have a little bit of time before I have my next meeting. So we're gonna run to Target right now and get ourselves a candle. We're back from Target, which, can I just say, my consumption has been so much better over the last year and a half. I feel like last year I really tried to prioritize more intentional purchasing, which means don't just go into Target because you're bored and be like, oh, let just like Target tell me what I need to get. Like, that's so dumb. It's so dumb. I would like walk away spending like $50 to $100 for no real reason, buying random things that I had no plan or intention of buying. It's just such a waste. So now I don't go into Target unless I really have to, or if I buy from there, it's usually like the order pickups of some grocery items that I couldn't get from my other grocery hauls. So I feel like that has been a huge help, just like not going in the store. We did have a success today because I really wanted a candle and I knew they would have a good selection, but I also knew I needed to go in and actually smell them. We picked up the Fall Day candle. It just smells so good. And I'm proud of myself because I was so close to buying several candles, but I was like, no, the whole point was to buy one. You need one right now, and like if you use this up and you want to go get another, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I was so close to buying this like $20 candle, and I was like, girl, if you wouldn't spend $25 on a candle, what's 20? Like, how does that really help the situation? But I did see at least that that $20 candle had like a lot more like ounces compared to the 3-wick Bath and Body Works candle. So like, yes, but like no, you know what I mean? So I didn't do it. Proud of myself. But then I realized I also needed milk, so I went back and grabbed that, and that's when I saw Olipop, and I love a good crisp apple. This is like my peak fall drink, especially in California when fall really doesn't get all that chilly. This like makes me feel like I'm combining the best of both worlds. We have this like cool, refreshing drink, but like with fall flavors. Summerween, you know what I mean? So that is my haul. I just got those things, and now I'm gonna go ahead and like sit down and really lock in with work. I have a couple more meetings throughout the day, and then I will probably check in with you guys whenever we are wrapping up with that, and can kind of just like chill for the rest of the day and evening. Definitely gonna light this candle soon, but I kind of just need to get situated first. Hello, hi, it is a little after 5 p.m. It is 5:11, and we are ready to lock in with the Unicorn Hunters. My workday ended around like 4-ish p.m. and the moment I realized I was kind of done with all my tasks, I shut my laptop and went and just like rotted on my like outdoor balcony patio couch. I was so sleepy. But then I saw that Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte, we love her over here, she is doing some like Wednesday evening wind down sprints. She's in a later time zone than me, but it's great for me because it starts at like 4 p.m. and usually my workday can end around there. So if it lines up, it's like a great motivation to not just like rot and do nothing for hours after work, but more like we can finally start reading. So in the first sprint, I was laying out on the couch and I started to listen to this. I did probably within the first like 15-ish minutes. I'm like, girl, you're gonna have to go pick up this book physically because I need the hybrid read to really follow along with the story, at least to start out. I'm hoping I'll hit a point that like, okay, I'm familiar with the characters, the world, the plot, and I can just listen to it if I want. We're not there yet. Also, I haven't lit the candle. I really want to, but work was kind of just like a steady flow of tasks today, so I felt like I never had like the wind down time I can often have. And so I decided to just trim the wick, and I was like, God, this smells so good. So we're gonna light it soon and hopefully have just like a cozy evening. I have no plans. I don't want to have plans. Like, I really just want to rot. It was funny because my friends had texted me earlier and they're like, oh, like we should have a journal day or like hangout session, whatever, this weekend. And I literally told them, like, theoretically I'm free because like my calendar has nothing. However, the idea of socializing sounds so daunting right now. I don't know what it is. Like, I am an introvert, but like, I was like, I don't know. But I'm hoping that, like Sunday's several days away, so like maybe I'll be over by then. But like, I kind of just like don't want to leave my house. So I'm struggling. But that is a later me problem because today I have no plans and I just want to rot. So, the Unicorn Hunters, we have 35 minutes left on this sprint timer. So, let's see if I can at least read a chapter. I feel like these chapters are kind of long, but we'll see.
On a breeze, I got no enemies. I just do what I please. Yes, sir. I ain't got no things, no money, no means. Just a wind.
I have quite the reading update for you guys because I have decided to DNF the Unicorn Hunters at 38%. I feel like, as a reader, if you are 38% of the way into a story and you still don't care, you still don't fully follow what's going on, why are we still reading it? I feel like I gave it a fair shot. While I did start it on audio only and then like kind of realized, wait, I think I need to be reading alongside it. So I did that for a good chunk. And then I was starting my evening walk with Milo and I was just listening to it. And I realized, like, starting the walk, how just uninterested I was in this story. I think because this is set in like an old France era. Like, yes, you're dealing with France, but also like surrounding regions and rulers and whatever, but there's like a French tone to this with how the places and the characters' names are pronounced, and I think I just had a hard time following who is who, what side are you on, what's your importance. There were just so many names and I just could never fully grasp the story. It's just not for me. Maybe down the road I'll give it another shot, but I highly doubt it. We DNF'd. That said, I was so early into the walk and I had my big headphones on, so I was like, we've got to start another book. I decided to pick up Magic and Mischief at the Wayside Hotel. I'm only about like 10% of the way into it, just a few chapters in, but I am enjoying it. I feel like it's off to a good start. I'm intrigued. I'm following it. I know kind of the characters at this point. We'll see how it continues with that, but we are essentially following. We've been introduced to Pax, who is kind of a leader within this Wayside Hotel, and the premise of these hotels are to kind of carry these magical beings of some sort from world to world, and they have stopped at this unmagical place and they're out of magic. They can't continue, so they're like stuck here and trying to figure out what's going on. And so that introduces us to our main female character, Josie, who is a single mom to the cutest little 4-year-old boy, and she is someone that just like needs a new place to stay. The rent has been raised. We get it. And so they have decided to lease like a room here and pretend they're like this apartment building and like have tenants and everything. And so she is moving into the Wayside Hotel. She's already experiencing some of this like magic within the hotel that she's confused about, because remember, it's a very unmagical place. So she's already like kind of second guessing certain things. She's like, wait, did that statue move? And then the fact that her son is like a Spider-Man fanatic, and the day of moving in, the room is like decorated in Spider-Man for him, and she's like, what the hell? And you're seeing her become such a like protective mama bear. It's so cute, but you're also seeing Pax respond in such a healthy way. Like, confirming everything is good, and he's like, no, like, you guys are both going to be safe here. I've just really liked their kind of dynamic so far. It's not this like, oh, you're cute and I like want to flirt with you. It's like this instant protectiveness, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to continue reading and listening to that. It is a little after 7 p.m. I need to figure out dinner, and then I want to sit on the couch, light the candle, and read my book. So that's what we're gonna do. Hello, hi, it is Friday morning, and I just went to edit all of yesterday's vlog footage, and none of it has audio. I'm really glad that I saw that today so that we can fix it for the rest of the vlog. But I wanted to do a brief recap of what you missed yesterday, and then I'll just like overlay some clips, some bits and pieces. So I checked in with you late in the afternoon because I had such an unexpected turn of events of a work day that wasn't supposed to happen. So I usually have Thursdays and Fridays off, but yesterday I had woken up early to a message where I basically needed to help out my team with an event that happened, and I needed to go to the office, so I was there for a few hours, came back, and I was just kind of like decompressing and existing for a little bit. I was doing a little bit of just like personal work of like editing. I was planning out my dopamine detox video, which I'm so excited about, and then I was just kind of hanging out on the couch listening to Wayward Girls, and that was something I am very excited to talk about because I am now, I don't know, let's just say like 80% of the way into it, but I gave you guys a like 70% update yesterday, and that was just the fact that this book has definitely taken a turn I didn't expect, or at least expanded more, encompasses more than I expected in the best way, because I expected this book to be like a lead up maybe of what led different girls to be at this institute, and then the entire book being the institute, and then maybe like an epilogue shows an after. No, we are getting their entire lives, like these select girls and the different kind of things that they went through, but then probably, I don't know if it's halfway through or 60%, but like we get a good chunk of this story of these women's lives post this and everything that they went through, and it's just so fascinating to see how, you know, some of these girls were only in there for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, maybe longer, but it's the fact that they weren't there for years and years and years and then are dealing with this after, but they had such a traumatic experience for just 6 months maybe at this institute, and that is a lifelong trauma that they deal with every single day, and it doesn't just like go away. And so it's just so fascinating to see how something kind of like so small in the grand scheme of like an entire lifetime can affect everything. And so coming from me entering this book where I had just watched that Netflix documentary about the program and how that is entirely post years later after these men and women were at this institute. And so getting now a glimpse of like the before, during, and after in this book, incredibly fascinating, incredibly heartbreaking, but also so like empowering and like full of hope and promise and girlhood, community. Like, it's such an incredible story. I really, really, really enjoy it, and so I hope to finish it over the course of this morning, early afternoon, whatever it may be. I only have like an hour and a half of the audiobook left, so I'm really enjoying it. After that update, I was pretty much just rotting on the couch for a little bit more, and then I finally decided to go take a shower, and it felt so good. And so I'm gonna include this because I really want to hype it up that much. I just got the new like hair dryer and a curling tool from a brand that, like, this is not sponsored, but I really, really, really enjoy it, and so I wanted to share it with you guys because I have had the same hair dryer since I was in college, and I was like, I'm sick of this clunky giant thing in here just causing a ruckus. No, this thing is just so light. It is so like compact, but also like packs a punch. Like, I'm obsessed with it. And so I showed you guys me using that, but then I said I wanted to show you guys the really cool wireless curling tool. I would say wand, but it's not a wand, but like a curling iron. Cool. It's so cool because of the fact that it's wireless. You can just like take it anywhere. So I wanted to do that this morning. And so I give you guys that update. And then we sat and we junk journaled for the rest of the evening. I set the vibe. There was Gravity Falls on. I had the candle set. I was junk journaling. It was so much fun. I feel like it was exactly what I wanted because I had done a little bit of junk journaling earlier in the day, but it's very summery. And I was like, I don't want, like, that's not the vibe of this video. But then when it was like a bit darker and I could like set the mood with the lighting, the candles, the ambiance, it was like, it doesn't even matter what you're junk journaling because it's just like such a vibe. So that is how we spent the evening. And now here we are, and I am going to edit this morning. I'm going to listen to Wayward Girls, and I'll probably check in with you guys whenever I am done listening to it, because in the meantime I'm probably going to be editing. I'm going to make some breakfast. I just made myself a strawberry matcha. It's all stirred up now, but I really need to edit because I want to stay on top of this video, especially with me planning the next video starting the beginning of the week. Like, I just want to be kind of done with this over the weekend, and that way I can just like start and get ahead and all the things. Good morning. I know it is the next day, but you did not miss anything yesterday. I just completely switched up my plans. So I did do some editing, and then I finished Wayward Girls while I was editing. But then after that, I looked over at Milo and I was like, I am off of work today. You are just a pup that needs to experience more of this world. Let's go on an adventure. So we had an adventure for the day. So much fun. Came back. We were both rotting on the couch, and that's when I was listening to more of Magic and Mischief at the Wayside Hotel, and I got to about 50%. So we definitely have reading updates, but I just was always like multitasking or quite literally laying horizontal on the couch. So wasn't really like filming vibes. It was great, but now we're here today. I can give you some reading updates. I am, however, super dead to the world. I had such a bad like night's rest from like 2 to 4 a.m. Could not get comfortable to go back to sleep. Finally got up, spent 2 hours working on my laptop, like for my actual job, and then I decided to nap for an hour. But then I have a dog, so he was like, okay, like we've slept, let's get up, let's start our day. So because of that, I want to go to a coffee shop and do more work, like I am working today. So I wanted to put on this hat. However, I think it'd be cute if I curled like the front pieces for when they're sticking out, and I really wanted to show you the hair tool because it's so cool. So it is wireless, like I said. There's 3 heat settings, and you like choose the direction you want it to like spin based on these arrows. I have it on the medium setting. I believe the battery life is 1 hour at the max heat. Like I said, I use the medium. It takes me about 20 minutes to curl my hair. I would say I have, I don't know if it's like fine hair, but a lot of it, or what, but straight hair, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Takes me a minute to like kind of get used to it again. I think I may have curled it the wrong way. It gets so confusing for my cutie little brain. So like once I'm in it, it's a lot easier, but to initially remember, no, but it really doesn't matter. Yeah, theoretically, curl away from your face, but that's just the cutie 10 seconds. So we're gonna go on this side and do the same button because now we know. I guess that's true. Yeah, it was a lot easier, huh? Cute. And then I'm gonna curl kind of like this piece that always sticks out. And then one more over here. Okay. You can also change how long you have the timer for 8, 10, or 12 seconds, depending on what kind of like your hair type is. But we're now gonna put up my hair. Okay, we just have the cute pieces out front for now. Would I love to cut them? A little bit. Thinking about it. But maybe I shouldn't. And I threw my hair in a very messy bun. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the coffee shop, get some work done, and then when I come back, maybe I have to finish Wayside Hotel maybe I've read nothing. I have no idea. My brain is just so not working right now, but I definitely have thoughts. I just want to also be like awake and coherent when talking about the books. So, briefest thing is the Wayside Hotel book is very cozy, cute, comfy. So I'm liking it. I just don't really have much more thoughts that I can convey at this given time. Hello, hi. It is much later. It is 3 p.m. I've had a pretty consistently like chill but productive sort of day. A lot of planning, a lot of work on my laptop. We did go to the coffee shop, had a productive few hours there, came back, and I've just kind of been chilling on the couch, working, relaxing, and I officially have a bunch of reading updates. So we can talk about Wayward Girls, and then I did just finish the Magic and Mischief of the Wayside Hotel. So let's do the magic book first because I feel like that's just like fresh in my head. That book is definitely perfect for a Summerween, fall, just like cute, quick, cozy book. You know what I mean? Like it was not like amazing. I think I'd probably give it like a 3.5 star, but it was like something that was just perfect for its time and place. You know, like I didn't want something that was really like hard to follow, something I really had to invest a lot of energy and time in. Like I really wanted to be able to just listen to it while I was doing other work, and so it was a story that I could follow. Very fun and entertaining. I didn't like love the romance. Like it made sense, but it wasn't something that I was like, oh my god, this is just so cute, and like it's really like our main male character. I understood his role with like his background and everything and his like demeanor and how that relates. It just more like there was moments his like verbiage would kind of just like take me out of the story where I'm like, oh, I don't really know if that was like the cutest phrase in the world. Like so things like that I was like, okay, I don't like love it, but it's just like a cute little book. You know what I mean? Like it was more the ambiance of it, the vibe of it, Josie and her son, this hotel full of magical creatures and just a sense of found family. I really adored it. So I do recommend it. Definitely hold out at this point probably until like the fall season, but if you're wanting something that's just like a quick seasonal read, definitely add that to your TBR. Wayward Girls, on the other hand, I really enjoyed that book. Oh, it was just absolutely incredible. I only listened to it. I didn't have like a physical copy. I did have an ebook if I wanted it. It might be on Kindle Unlimited if I'm not mistaken. But more than anything, I was just like fine listening to it because I was following alongside it. Yeah, words. Okay. Anyways, I just thought it was such a beautiful story. Like absolutely beautiful. The sense of getting a before, during, and after, incredible. Absolutely incredible. I did learn that it necessarily wasn't like the author and her life that like is based on the true story, but more her taking other people she has met and been introduced to. So like that was just something I learned by like continuing to listen to the author's note afterwards. I just thought the timing of it and everything was so good because I think it would be more challenging now. Not that it's not impossible, but I think those institutions are more likely to be found with their like wrongdoings in this day and age with the technology and all of that. So that's kind of promising, but thinking about someone being raised in like the Vietnam era or before, or you know, like obviously the bit after that, like it just wasn't as common to like have cell phones, have things like to check up on what's the consistency of cameras and communication and like the expectancy of parenthood now. Like there just are differences. So those institutions still exist. They're still getting away with like the corruption, the local townspeople, all of the things. But like it hopefully has gotten better because these stories are just horrific, but also something everyone should read or listen to. You can totally watch the program Netflix documentary if this is like a topic you're interested in, like just to learn more about. You could watch that. And then it's like, oh, if you like that, then you should totally listen to Wayward Girls, or vice versa. I mean, I just thought both the documentary and this book really, really good and just like done well, but also informational and not like a, you know, like textbook sort of way, but more just like there's really bad things that happen and it's privileged to ignore that and just be like, oh, I don't want to know about that, so I'm just like not going to. Like, no, awareness is good, you know? So I'm just so glad that I went ahead and listened to that this week. I really liked the Netflix like show. I think I talked about it earlier this year. It's a limited series called Wayward. Similar premise. So that's more like fiction, totally creepy story limited series. Highly recommend if you do want more of like, oh, that creepy eeriness of a show. The program's a true documentary book, obviously a fictional story based on true events. So clearly I'm a lot more passionate about Wayward Girls. I just think it's such a fascinating and terrible thing to exist. So I think the least I could do is listen to stories, you know, like listen to those experiences, especially based on a true story. I feel like I'm going to seek out more things regarding that topic, whether or not it's documentaries, maybe nonfiction books that are out there about survivors. Like the least I could do is hear their story, you know? That concludes this vlog because I'm going to spend the rest of the day probably editing, chilling on the couch, watching YouTube, and probably watching Scooby-Doo at some point this evening because that feels like a perfect way to end everything out. But I am starting my dopamine detox, so I definitely want to make sure if there's any videos that I'm like dying to watch from creators that have posted today or the last couple days, I want to make sure I watch them because we are starting our detox tomorrow, the time of filming this. So I look forward to documenting that because I am very excited about it and the way that I've structured it and kind of made it attainable for me for like a post-detox life, if that makes sense. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you in my next one.